Let's nail this royalty free motherfucker.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to X-Venture Live on Twitch TV. It is time for some racing here. Yes, in between Season 39, Season 40, the Forza Spec Racing Series is having their Ovalganza, is what they're calling it, and it is mostly turning left here tonight, with one exception, is that they are closing out the night with a race around the Daytona Speedway, but in reverse. I'm excited to see how that one's going to play out. We've got 5 races on tap for you here tonight. Should be a lot of fun. And yes, I'm trying out the microphone. I better be trying out the microphone as I'm commentating commentating tonight's activity, today's race. But I'm also trying out the camera, at least for the setup here. You're not going to see me during the race. You never see commentators during the race, right? All the action is on the track. And that's what we'll be looking at here tonight. But at least to get things started, I busted out the Bob Ross T-shirt and the suit jacket here. And very apropos for the Forza Spec Racing Series, by the way, Bob Ross, no mistakes, only happy accidents. I think they've adopted that as their trademark in FM4. They're very, very good out on the track in what they do, but at the same time, being a beer league, very good racing, very competitive racing, but then also a lot of fun to watch. So sit tight, hang out with me here over the next, hour and 40, 2 hours, as we help you wind down your Tuesday, roll into Wednesday, and get you that much closer to the weekend. I talked about the events here tonight and how it is mostly turning left. There is a little bit of that right-hander action. And as I alluded to, you can find it there at the very bottom, the 1977 Aston Martin Vantage there at Daytona in reverse for 37 laps. Again, I'm very curious to see how that one's going to play out because Forza is going to have them starting in the right direction, and then they're going to flip it around. They're going to do a U-turn there on the banked semi-oval. And then the first race of the evening. So I'm talking about the last race of the night. Let me go ahead and jump toward the front. The 1991 BMW M3 at the Indianapolis Brickyard for 14 laps. The 1970 Datsun 510 at Road America East for 12. The 2009 Pontiac Solstice GXP at Top Gear West for 26 laps. The 56 Ford F100 at Homestead for 22. And the 1977 Aston Martin Vantage, I just mentioned, at Daytona in reverse for 37 laps. Should be a whole heck of a lot of fun here. And if these cars, these vehicles that I'm rattling off sound familiar to you, it's because these are all vehicles of past FM4 seasons. So they should sound very, very familiar. As a matter of fact, these are all, I do believe these are all vehicles that have been featured in FM4 while I've been broadcasting. I can't think of a single vehicle on this list that stems or dates back to a season at which I was not commentating. The only one that I could possibly, or that I can't recollect commentating is the Datsun 510. However, I feel like I was. I feel like that was certainly a part of the fun here on X-Venture. I just don't remember what season that was. The F100, very familiar with that one. As a matter of fact, the F100 was raced out at Homestead in its respective season, so they return to that track with the truck. The Pontiac Solstice GXP, I do believe, raced out at Top Gear West, so that would be a return visit. The Datsun 510, again, I'm not certain. And the BMW M3, actually the BMW M3 maybe is a vehicle that I did not commentate. A vehicle in which that season I was not the commentator. It's possible. It's very, very possible. I look at the lobby, and right now we've got folks that are joining in, and I think we'll see drivers continue to join in here through the night. But we've got Virus Thoughts in there right now. Grim, Slow Motion Fire, Audrex, Cheetah B119, LS Barney, Cuda93, Modern Weapon, and Fear the Fun. So that would be 9 drivers of the 23 grid spots available, and we might see more here as the night goes on. Perhaps some folks either getting off of work and jumping in now, or are just like, I don't have to go rushing in there. It's not the actual season. I'll show up on my own prerogative, my own time, whenever I feel like getting in there. One other thing I do want to mention too is that the FM4 crew was doing a bracket to determine which vehicle, which livery throughout the last 39 seasons has been either a memorable or a favorite livery over the seasons, months, years that FM4 has been taking place. And believe it or not, the winner of that bracket comes from none other than season 39 with the Mazda Miata MX-5 of CUDA 93, which was the Barbie car. And Slow Motion Fire told me that I was obligated under these circumstances to sing or play I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. But that's not happening. That's the most you get right there is what I just said. That's all you get. But yeah, the Barbie car wins out. Now, I don't know how to take that except for that the league is a beer league and they like to have fun. And so, you know what? If that one on paper looked good on the bracket, and then that's the one they said that was the best delivery over the years, so be it. So be it. I could think of a few other liveries. Like, I feel like T-Phrase's Oral-B livery, I feel like that's a winner. How could I not vote for that one? He's a big-time tooth guy. There was the Toyota livery on the Fiat X19 that I think was brilliant. It was just a very standard. Was that even on the Fiat? Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. It was a very it was what you would expect on the racing track out on a racing vehicle. But that didn't win. No, it was the Barbie car. Congratulations there, Cuda. I don't know what that gets you, but you done did it. You done well with the livery selection. All right, here we go. Slow Motion Fire telling me that we are getting ready to go racing. Go ahead and give you all some audio. I don't believe there is any qualifying in today's action. I think it is just straight up race. It is. They're getting ready here. 14 laps. It will be 14 laps. There is no cooldown lap. They're just going all the way to the checkered here and kick the tires, light the fires. The Forza Spec Racing Series is Ovalganza. Between Season 39 and Season 40 is underway. Modern Weapon will be the first one into turn number 1, leading them in here at the Brickyard. And has already established quite a lead here over Cheetah and LS Barney, who are second and third, respectively. Let's go back there to LS Barney with the BMW M3 from 1991. As they hit the back straightaway, and with only, 9 cars out on the track, I think they lost somebody there in the starting shuffle. But with only 9 out on the track, keeping it pretty orderly out there. Not a lot of traffic to deal with. And so far, everybody is getting around the track in the right way, except for LS Barney there as we ride on board here with, oh gosh, and he is all over the place. Cuda now gets into the back end of Audrex. Wow. What a start. what a start as we were riding along there with Fear the Fun, who now finds his way up into third position. And we'll see if I caught that one here on the X-Venture Rewind. Couple of the cars getting squiggly there on the front straightaway, and we've got a vehicle that's pretty static there. It's going to be Cuda 93. May have won with the Barbie liveried Mazda Miata, but now all the way back in 9th position here for race number 1 of the Ovalganza. Ganza. There's Grimm in 8th position. Starting to kind of stretch out the field here. Slow Motion Fire in 7th, and we'll be hopping on board here, as we come out of turn number 4. And you could just see it is a single file formation across the bricked start-finish line, beginning of lap number 3. And Cheetah has now moved up into first position with a very basic-looking vehicle, and I think that's because Cheetah is new to the series, and Cheetah's going to slow it down. And are they going to do some sort of restart here? I think they are going to do a little bit of a restart. So Cheetah is going to slow them down here on the back straightaway, allow a good chunk of the field to catch up. I don't know if they're going to wait for the last 2 cars. Well, actually, it looks like they will. So they're going to come to a complete stop here. Flagman going ahead and waving the red flag here on lap number 3. So Cheetah is going to lead them into a rolling start here onto the front straightaway, followed by Modern Weapon, Fear the Fun, Cratrium, Audrex, LS Barney, Slow Motion Fire, Grimm, and then Cuda, the 9 drivers out on the track for this race. And I do think we'll see some more here over the next 4 races after this one. Cautions tonight, says Slow Motion Fire. This is more than a caution here, Slow. This is a full-on red flag. Oh, there we go. There's that car-on-car action that nobody here was asking for. Blame Barney, says LS Unku. There was a little bit of a bit of craziness, and Barney, I think, was involved as we go back to the X-Venture Rewind here. Whoop, and I don't know why we've lost the live broadcast on this view. Try to get that sorted out. Ah, I know why. I know what's going on. Maybe. Ah, yes, I do. All right, we'll come back to that rewind here in just a second. But here comes Cheetah in first position. Actually, let's go ahead and ride on board here with third, that being Fear the Fun. And let's see where the accelerated. Well, apparently it's right there. And so the green flag is theoretically waving as Cheetah gets them all back up to speed. And just like that, Modern Weapon puts on the moves and moves back up into first. And now here comes Fear the Fun to the inside of Cheetah out of turn number 1. You got this short straightaway from first to turn 1 to turn 2. And so now Fear the Fun up to second. Going to go onto the inside here of Modern Weapon. An awful lot of just plain white M3s out there. Clearly some of these drivers forgetting to hold on to their liveries from seasons past. Although Cratrium, I see, does have at least some badging on his car. Into turn number 4 they go. 4th time here tonight. As we jump back now to Cheetah, who's dropped all the way back to 6th. And let's go back to the X-Venture Rewind there. What led to the yellow/red flag on lap number 3. As Barney did get squiggly there on the front straightaway, and then there was a second collision completely unrelated to Barney, a little bit ahead. And so what it's resulted in is, well, now Cratrim up to first. Fear the Fun into second. Let's go to Fear. And let's ride on board. Move on back to fourth position here with LS Barney, who's back behind Audrex and just in front of Slow Motion Fire. Here comes Slow Motion Fire closing in. There might be a pretty good slipstream working here on the M3. In between races, I'll try to get drivers to join me here in the driver's spotlight. We'll see how willing they are on a night like this, where the racing is really all for fun. This is not Season 40. Season 40 coming up here in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. By the way, hello to Kuda93 there in the pit lane, who's now out on the track. DWM Frog is here as well. LS Unku watching on. And for the rest of y'all who have not said hello there in the chat, thank you very much for tuning in to X Venture here on a special broadcast of the Forza Spec Racing Series. I'm Dustin Moore, and yes, Season 40 will get going here in 2 weeks, and registration for Season 40 is now open here tonight. You can get more information and get registered over at reddit.com/r/FM4. If you are looking for what they consider themselves as a beer league, where not taking the racing super serious, but serious enough that you've got to race clean, well, then head on over, learn more about the car of Season 40, which I have inconveniently forgotten. Get it all prepared. They'll have a test and tune night a week from tonight, next Tuesday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. You won't catch you won't catch the test and tune here on X Venture, but the opener, Season 40, most certainly. As Slow Motion Fire here dealing with LS Barney, and Slow Motion Fire is going to make the pass. So again, maybe a little bit of the slipstream working there in Slow Motion Fire's favor, and now they're going to go ahead and exchange positions here a couple of times. LS Barney to the low line here through turn number 4. Modern Weapon to the inside there out of turn number 4. And our race leader right now is Fear the Fun. Let's go to Cratrim. Cratrim is in second. Fear the Fun grabbing a little bit of the grass and then taps the outer wall there out of turn number 1. Hitting that grass will slow you down. I don't think it's the uber sticky grass that we've seen in Forza Motorsport past, but yeah, you won't be able to go pedal to the metal through turn number 1 with a couple of wheels in the slippery stuff. And so with that, Fear the Fun drops back to third. Audrex moves up to second with Cratrim going to first. There's Modern Weapon. He's just going to go ahead and sit out the rest of this race here. Coming up toward the start-finish line, beginning of lap 10. Slow motion fire. Back up to fourth with Barney dropping back a little bit there in fifth. And now here we go. We've got Fear the Fun, who is looking to take over second. There goes, actually, Fear the Fun with a double pass around Audrex and Cratrim. Now Audrex looks to assume the top spot. He and Fear the Fun are going to go side by side down the back straightaway. Will Cratrim go ahead and join them for a 3 wide? Let's see. I don't think he's going to do it here at turn number 3. He might wait until they come out onto the front straightaway. As Fear and Cratrim, Fear and Audrex keep it nice and clean. Through 3 into 4. A little close there, Audrex is on the back bumper of Fear the Fun. No contact. They're single file right now. Will that change? Cratrim making a run here at Audrex. Closing in. Is he going to give Audrex a little bit of a boost? A bit of bump drafting? Ah, yes, the Porsche Carrera GT for Season 40. That's what it is. The mighty Porsche Carrera in S-Class. Coming out of the Miata, which was upgraded to D-Class, high D-Class in Season 39. To now an S-Class Porsche Carrera GT. That's going to be something to watch. Fear the Fun right now out in front. Lap 11. Coming up toward the start-finish line. They'll have 3 to go. Slow motion fire still in 4th. LS Barney in 5th. Cuda 93 in 6th. Grim in 7th. Cheetah in 8th. And Modern Weapon, as I've mentioned, not even near pit lane entry, really. It's just kind of where the Grand Prix circuit starts there. Turn number 1 of what would be the Grand Prix circuit. All right. It's a bunch of, it's the trio of white BMW M3s from 1951. The Ovalganza here tonight. Combination of 5 races featuring cars from FM4's past. And now here comes Cratrim holding on to the low line there as Fear the Fun starts to drift a little bit up mid to high line. Now Fear the Fun into turn number 4, brings it down toward the apex. Puts the block on there with for Cratrim, preventing him from trying to get by. But you see here, it does appear that there is some slipstream that Cratrim's going to use to close that gap. And Audrex now going to go side by side with Cratrim into turn number 1. Fear the Fun putting on the blocks. And as they exit, everybody stays up off the wall. Audrex now moves up to 2nd. Here comes Cratrim, who peaks to the low line, but Audrex goes ahead and drops down, puts a couple of tires into the dirt, and now Fear the Fun on the high line. Audrex and Cratrim is going to try to make it 3 wide. He does, kind of. Cratrim sticks his nose there in between Audrex and Fear the Fun, but they go ahead and put the kibosh on that. They don't allow him to run it 3 wide. And instead, into turn 4, it's Audrex, Fear the Fun. Audrex's front axle aligning there with Fear the Fun's rear axle. Now Audrex drops back onto the rear bumper, coming up toward the line for the white flag here. The first race of the Ovalganza out at the Indianapolis Brickyard. Coming to a conclusion after this lap. Fear the Fun still out there in front. We got a quick onboard shot there with Cratrim. Maybe Cratrim's going to sit back a little bit here. Just see what happens here as Audrex is going to try to work his way to the low line there. It seems like Fear the Fun might have blocked him a little bit. We saw some sparks there, a little bit of contact. Quarter panel to bumper there between 1st and 2nd. And now Fear the Fun's going to lead them into turn number 3. Audrex looking good right there. We're going to get a view of this battle here from Cratrim's vantage point. And Audrex and Fear the Fun, they get tangled up into turn number 4. And with that, Cratrium, who was in the running to win season 39, fell just a little bit short, picks up the win here at Indianapolis. He'll be followed by Audrex, Fear the Fun, Slow Motion Fire, Kuda, Ellis, Barney dropping back to 6th, Grim in 7th, Cheetah in 8th, and Modern Weapon will not finish this race. Doesn't matter. He will finish in 9th position. And of course, I think I was a little tardy there on the X-Venture rewind. Let's see. Yep. Just barely. Cratrium, Slow Motion, Audrex, Fear the Fun, Kuda, Barney, Grim, Cheetah, Modern Weapon. That's your finishing order for the Indianapolis 14 laps, starting off the Ovalganza. Next up, race number 2, jumping into the Datsun 510, Road America. Not a true oval this, but really it's 4 right-handers and a start-finish line. So it might as well be. It just is not what we would typically consider an oval track being. And they're going to run that one in clockwise fashion. Also not what you typically get out of an oval. And we'll see if anybody jumps into the queue for interview here for the driver's spotlight. I have a word here before the next race gets going. The Datsun 510, you can see there on the screen a C500 car. Actually, you can't see it. I can see it. Yeah, you can. C500 here for the Datsun 510. And I see we do have somebody joining me in the driver's spotlight. It's going to be Grim. Grim finishing in 7th position behind Ellis Barney. Ellis Barney was our race leader there for a little bit before dropping back. And you had Cheetah there, who was also our race leader for a bit. So you were in good company there back in 7th.
Yeah, I was trying to get Cheetah to get up and bump draft me a bit so we could catch up with Kuda and then Barney, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, have you established any relationships heading into this this fun little event here tonight to say, hey, you're my draft buddy?
Not yet. I'm kind of waiting to see how it shakes out after the first couple laps and then see who's where, then just pick from the survivors.
Okay. And of all the 5 races, I mean, they're pretty short-lived races, but of the 5 that we had Indianapolis there. Last race, Road America now with the Datsun 510, Top Gear West, and the Pontiac Solstice. We've got Homestead in the F100, and then the Aston Martin Vantage there at Daytona in reverse. What race are you looking forward to most?
Probably Daytona, just because I love Daytona so much.
Now,
and I never got to race the Aston, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it actually was. It wasn't the first season that I broadcast. That was the Fiat X19, but it was one of the top first 3 or first 5 seasons that I broadcasted, and I do remember the car being quite good. As a matter of fact, a lot of the drivers coming out of that season say, hey, I've got a new A-class car to race here in the Aston Martin, so that was quite surprising. Maybe you can give me a little bit of insight. Daytona in reverse?
Because why not, Dustin?
Why not?
Why not?
Flip it around.
We're gonna be turning left all night. Let's go right once. Well, I guess we're going right at Road America, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. There are some turn rights there. So the left turn spectacular, as it's been dubbed on the graphic, is a little misleading. But hey, you know what? It's good to get some right-handers in there once in a while.
Left with an asterisk.
What about the 510? Did you race the Datsun 510?
No, my first season was the R31.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, I have no idea how it's going to handle. I'm trying to cherry pick tunes. I couldn't find one for the BMW. So even right now, I'm just kind of looking through tunes and see what drivers past have come up with.
That was going to be my next question was, do you have to use the upgrades from that season, or is this basically, hey, it's C500, whatever you could find, make it work?
We had to use the upgrades. So in the post that they put up, they had just linked all the previous threads from Reddit, and we had to build them to spec from what they were as best we could, because there was a BMW FM4, or there's a couple. There's a couple cars, or one car I think that they raced in Motorsport 4, and if not in this one, when they did the Historics event, we just have to build it as close as we can.
Okay. It might have been the BMW M3 because that was the one that in the Datsun 510 I wasn't sure on, and then as I kept talking myself through it, like the BMW stands out to me as like the one car that I don't remember at all, and so that might have been the one you guys kind of had to retrofit here in FM7. Alrighty, Grim. Well, looks like you've got a couple more drivers out there to deal with. I know you didn't say that Road America was necessarily the one race that you were looking forward to, but best of luck here at Road America. Who are you going to beat in this race? Who's in your rearview mirror?
Maybe Cheetah, maybe Ovation.
Maybe
I'm not
Cheetah?
going to put anything in stone, though, because you know how that works out for being the interviews,
Okay.
Dustin.
You got Ovation out there who's going to be on the racing wheel. You're going to put him in the rearview mirror. All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll try.
it's Road America. I mean, it's a different kind of oval racing, so maybe the wheel won't be so beneficial here like it is on some tracks. We'll see. All right, Grim. Appreciate it. We'll chat with you later.
Thank you, Dustin.
Yep. All righty. So back out to the track. Well, we will be here in just a second, but let me go ahead and throw the the schedule here back up onto the screen. We just knocked out the Indianapolis race. Now it's out to Road America East. And this would be the normal start finish line, the long front straightaway into turn number 1, out of turn 2, which is just a little bit of a kink between 2 and 3, or excuse me, 1 and 3. Then you make the second real sharp right-hander, turn 3, the long jaunt down the infield straightaway, down the hill, past turn number 4, or what would have been turn number 4. Actually, I think they even called a kink on the infield straightaway, turn 4. So you go past turn 5, then you do the right-hander and come back around to the top of the track, because the start-finish line does sit up quite a bit higher in elevation compared to the rest of Road America. All right, looks like the drivers are getting readied up. We do have 10 of them now out on the grid compared to the 9 that we had at Indy. Let's go ahead and get some audio. So much fire having to keep reminding me to spectate. I'm out of my groove. I'm out of my element here in between seasons. But actually, one thing that did work out wonderfully here today that didn't work at all in season 39 was the Xbox app on PC. I was actually able to join in on the race without having to get an invite. All right, it's going to be the Fear the Fun, who's going to be on in P1 here to start things off. No qualifying in the Forza Spec Racing Series Ovalganza. We're going to get right into it. 12 laps here. And Fear the Fun leads the charge into turn number 1. Let's go back to LS Barney, who's in 4th. LS Barney was leading the race out in Indy there for a little bit, but then gave up position and then had an incident there on lap number, I think the conclusion of lap 2, beginning of lap 3. And now into turn number 3 they go. Look at those big old meats here on the 510. I don't know. The more I look at this car, the less I think that I had covered such a season. All these vehicles coming from FM4's past, and you can see there from the track map in the bottom left. Not a true oval this. There's not that many ovals in Forza Motorsport 7, and I think to the relief of many Forza players, Forza Motorsport I think is definitely one of those games that's revered by like more of this style of racing versus oval racing. We do have a few of them: Daytona, Homestead, Indianapolis. I think that's really it for the true ovals. And yes, this is a clockwise race here. And Barney into turn number 1, side by side there with Kuda, and slow motion fire. They're going to go 3 wide down the straightaway here in between turn 1 and 3. Underneath the Briggs and Stratton sign, and out of turn 3 they go. LS Barney's going to be in the middle there, sandwiching himself between the No Coast Brewing car of slow motion fire. And what was Ellis Barney's vehicle on the low line, but they have since gone ahead and put Kuda behind them a little bit here. Our race leader right now, it is Fear the Fun, who started out in P1. Audrex in second. Ellis Barney here in third. Kuda in fourth. Slow Motion Fire in fifth. And right behind Slow Motion Fire is Kratrum. Here comes Cheetah, who's on the inside line here down the straightaway, up along pit wall. He's trying to make a double pass work here around both Kratrum and Slow Motion Fire, and it looks like he might be able to make it stick here coming into turn number 1. Let's see if he does. He's gotten around Kratrum. Maybe makes a little bit of contact there with Slow Motion Fire, sends him out wide ever so slightly. Slow Motion Fire with a nice recovery. Back into what, again, they deem turn number 3 and exit it. Slow Motion Fire able to make the charge forward, and we've got somebody who's off the track here. They're all zooming by. We can't see it on the camera. That's going to be Modern Weapon again. Modern Weapon just having a heck of a night here. Went ahead and called it quits there at the Brickyard, and now has done the same here at Road America. Back up to Slow Motion Fire in 5th position. Behind him, it's Kratrum, Cheetah, Graham Ovation, who's joining in here tonight. First time as part of the Ovalganza. Audrex in second, and not very close to Fear the Fun right now. Finds himself, looks to be about a full second or half a second behind Fear the Fun. Into turn number 1. Lap number 4. Back down the hill. This is the not so appealing skybox, although it's not the worst one. There is kind of like a cobweb afternoon like skybox here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Let's go back to Kuda in 4th. Kuda able to get around Slow Motion Fire there for 4th position. Slow dropping back 1 spot. Kratrum now to 6th. Kratrum, who won our race out at the Brickyard just a few minutes ago by default when Audrex and Fear the Fun got tangled up into turn number 4. Fear the Fun now across the line. And let's go to Kratrum's car and right on board. Kratrum, the 9-time Forza Spec Racing Series champion, tried to make it a 10th in season 39, but SGR Floofy was just too strong. And I welcome those of you who have joined the broadcast here. Happy Tuesday to you. There goes Slow Motion Fire wide. That's going to allow Kuda and Cratrium to move up. And so now Slow Motion Fire falls back to 6th position. I do hope you're having a good Tuesday. Rolling right on through April. Coming up on to May and then June. And yes, there will be an E3 this year. It'll be an entirely virtual E3. But I am looking forward to it, and I might actually be doing a restream of that event. So if you all would like to hang out with me and watch E3, just kind of keep up to date with what's going on here on the broadcast. And if you're interested in watching with just a little bit of my commentary, I promise I won't be annoyingly talkative during the event, but if you would like to watch it with me, I think I might be restreaming that event. So continue to stay up to date with all the things that are happening here on Xventure over on my Twitter, EXEVENTURE. It's the same handle as it is here on Twitch. Here comes Cratrim now out of the right-hander into another right-hander. It's right-handers on this Road America Oval. Cratrim up to 4th. LS Barney there in 3rd. Fear the Fun drops back to 2nd. Mr. Inconsistent showing up consistently inconsistent is Fear the Fun. And I know, I'm just joking with him. Actually, he's going to go ahead and slide it into turn number 1. I don't know if he knows the camera's on him and he's just going to show off for us now. There he goes ahead and punts one of the WeatherTech sponsor signs and drifts it into what is turn number 3 here at Road America. And so Audrex, who he was battling it out with for the last 2 or 3 laps there at the Indianapolis Brickyard, Audrex is going to get the better of Fear the Fun in this one. He moves up to 1st and has a commanding lead at this point. And with what will be 5 laps to go next time by the flag stand, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to challenge Audrex here. Ovation well off the pace there into that final right-hander. You might have seen him there in the background. And there he is again as Barney goes driving by in 2nd position, getting around Cratrium. So Fear the Fun has fallen back even further. Fear the Fun in 6th. See what drifting will get you? I kid. Of course, drifting in a race like this and not a drifting event, that's exactly what this will get you. It'll have you falling back pretty short order. Here comes Barney locking down the low line there out of turn number 1. Down the hill. Infield straightaway. The chase is on. Can they close in on Audrex with the 4.5 laps remaining? I don't know. That's a tall order. Unless Audrex decides to go ahead and sandbag it here. Which I've never known Audrex to do. Audrex is the silent, dark horse driver here in FM4. Like, the dude is good. And while we don't often give him the camera time that he deserves because he typically finds himself just outside of the top 3, in an event like this, yeah, I just don't see him slowing down for everybody unless Slow Motion Fire says, oh, we're going to throw the yellow out there. We did have that yellow-red out at the Brickyard. I think we're going to go full green here. Cheetah into pit lane, so damage apparently turned on here for the Ovalganza. LS Barney locks it down in the apex into turn number 1 once again. We saw that last lap by. Let's go ahead and drop back a little bit here. Let's go to Fear the Fun in 6th. Our one-time race leader here in the Datsun 510. Datsun, we got a Datsun here. one of the few Datsuns in Forza Motorsport 7. I think you have the 510 and I don't know, is one of the Z cars classified as a Datsun? I don't remember. This very well could be the only 510 we have, or excuse me, the only Datsun we have in FM7. Cratrium. Now in the final right-hander there. Allows Fear the Fun to get by. And across the line, beginning of lap 10. 3 to go. Up next in today's Ovalganza will be the Top Gear West Circuit with the Pontiac Solstice GXP, which was a season won by AMS Storm? Was that an AMS Storm season? I don't know. I should have taken these notes down sooner. But I really didn't know that I was going to be broadcasting this until late last week. And so that gave me just enough time to put the graphics together and apparently no time to research. Yeah, I'll use that excuse. Fear the Fun here in fourth, challenging Kuda for a podium spot, who's challenging Barney for second position. So nice three-way battle here for second and third. Fear the Fun going to go to the inside, up the hill. Just enough oomph here in the C500 Datsun to try to make a pass, and he does across the line. Fear the Fun, at least there for the start of lap 11, is in third. Now into turn number 1 they go, and this is Fear the Fun moving his way up from sixth. And Fear the Fun's going to run it wide, but so does Kuda. And now Barney, Fear, Kuda, 2, 3, 4, respectively, out of turn 3. A little bit of bump and grind there. Fear the Fun on Barney's rear bumper, letting him know that, hey, I'm gonna make a run here at third, or at second actually at this point, because they've gotten around. Well, no, they didn't get around Kuda. Kuda was back there in fourth, but there comes Fear the Fun. He's gonna come wide. Luckily, just enough runoff area there here at Road America that I think he avoided the grass and was able to keep all momentum. And now down the straightaway, white flag drops here. Lap number 12. Audrex looks to be our race leader, barring any sort of crazy turn of events. And we'll see who's going to win second, who will come in third, who will have to settle for fourth. And if they're not super careful here, oh, Fear the Fun, late with the braking. Too much speed, a lot of understeer, and that allows Barney to secure second, at least for now. Fear the Fun holds on to third, Kuda in fourth. We see it's that close. Kuda right there with the red 510, or at least the red hood on the 510. Here comes Slow Motion Fire. Penultimate right-hander, then the final. Will he make a run here at Barney? Barney with a nice line. He doesn't extend the track any, and therefore he doesn't carry the greatest amount of speed he can, but instead has Fear the Fun slowing down, and here they come up toward the start-finish line, and it looks like it's going to be a photo finish there for second. Barney picks up second, Fear the Fun in third, and Kuda in fourth. And fortunately, because they are racing to the checkered, at least in the eyes of Forza Motorsport 7, we are able to determine the winner using the game's decision-making there. if this had been a FM4 race, I don't know that we would have been able to make that decision without a little bit of instant replay action. And speaking of which, let's go to it. And we would have to really slow this one down, too, to make the determination. It was that close. And Barney, like I said, I don't think he carried the greatest amount of speed there out of that final right-hander, which is what allowed Fear the Fun to maximize that slipstream, get up alongside him, but just ran out of room there in the charge toward the start-finish line. And so Barney does get second place. Audrex, our race leader there. Fear the Fun with the quickest lap time at a 1:16.5. Kuda there in fourth, Kratrum in fifth, Soul Motion Fire in seventh, Grim, Cheetah, Modern Weapon, and Ovation. Finishing 10th, Ovation, we saw pull off to the side of the road there a little bit at the end of that one. Guess who's in the driver's spotlight? It's none other than Grim. And Grim, you said Ovation or even Cheetah would be in your rearview mirror, and you doubled up on that one. You put them both back behind you.
I had to prove you wrong, Dustin.
I love it when people prove me wrong. It's my mantra. Prove me wrong, and oftentimes people are successful in doing so. How was that in the Datsun 510 that you had never driven before?
I like that car a lot.
Yeah?
That was nice. I think I pulled CT's tune for Sonoma, or somebody's tune for Sonoma. It was good.
Very composed, no steering issues at all?
Yeah, it was handling really well. I could get the momentum, and there was a few times I dipped my toes in the grass, but it could hold together really well.
I would have loved. I mean, the Datsun 510. It's a step up from the M3. Actually, the M3. I'm trying to remember what PI class it was in. Not a high. Not any car here tonight has a high PI rating. So that does make things interesting, and I think will keep the racing quite competitive. Are you kind of happy that it's a lower PI class for all these races, or would have maybe a return to the Bugatti EB110 been warranted here tonight?
I don't do as well in the faster cars, unless I guess I do well on fast cars on oval, so yeah, I guess that would have been cool. But I do like the lower PR cars better. I'm usually more at home around C class, maybe B class, but C class seems to be where I'm the most comfortable whenever I race.
Pontiac GXP Solstice, Top Gear West. I think you were here for this season, correct? Or no?
I was.
You were.
It was my second season.
So, knowing that you had raced that vehicle in FM4's past, are you familiar? Do you remember this vehicle, and is there anything in particular that you have to adjust for, or is this another vehicle here, C500 again, another one that's going to be, pretty good, and on a flat track that is Top Gear too?
I remember not doing well at this track, and I remember not doing well with this car. It was when I was starting to kind of get a little more serious about racing. I was just trying to play around with tuning and stuff a bit. I remember my tune for this track not being good. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do as far as that goes here. It'll be interesting to go back and kind of see if I've improved just as a racing.
Yeah.
Or with racing in the last year I've been here, I guess.
I'm not a big fan of the Top Gear loops. I love the figure 8, which gets interesting in and of itself, but the west route or even the east route as an oval, not a big fan. There's just so much driving space. There's just so much tarmac out there. I don't know. I just never feel like it's all that enjoyable. Do you get the same sensation out here at Top Gear West, or are you okay with it? It's
confusing for me.
Yeah.
Like, I have the driving lines and everything on, but even then I remember it being weird for me, or there's something with, I just can't seem to grasp it. I need banking. I think that's what I like best.
I tell you what would have really made this race interesting is if you had the ability to run the West Circuit, but with the corners but then you guys did the oval. So basically what I'm getting at is you guys would have the tire barriers there into Hammerhead and let you guys plow right through those tires. That would have been cool. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that. We're going to have a pretty clear track, but some obstacles out there, some donuts. That would have been fun.
Oh, I have a feeling that we're going to get enough with side view mirrors. Those seem to mess us up more than tires, it seems sometimes.
Do you feel like the as we progress here through the next 3 races that the discipline will start to degrade a little bit? Are we going to see drivers just really having a lot of fun hooting around out there?
I think after this one, it'll get a little more, especially with the F100.
Yeah.
I love the F100, and especially on Miami. If you don't know necessarily how to drive it, I could see it being kind of a show.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, Grim, hey, we'll see. Since this is a vehicle that is mildly familiar to you in F4, we'll see how you do here in the Pontiac GXP.
I'm making no promises, Dustin. Thank you.
Okay, that's fair enough. You did twice the amount of good work there in the Road America race that you don't have to do anything here at Top Gear. That's acceptable. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll throw Grim back there in the lobby. He's the last one to get readied up. We've got 10 drivers once again. I do remember this race being a bit busy. Like, I think it was one of those races where we had close to 20 drivers. Well, I mean, all the races in FM4, I think, for the most part, have been close to 20 racers. And so that amount of traffic on a circuit where quickly you get back markers really kind of makes it hectic. And what I was talking about with there being a lot of like room out on the track for racing is that quickly I think you start to kind of lose an understanding of who is racing where and who, I don't know. Yeah, you've got all the UI to show you where cars are in terms of the lead lap, but it just quickly becomes this kind of out of control scramble, I feel like. And here we go. No tire walls, no tire barriers, but plenty of cones. And when it looked like Slow Motion Fire was going to run it wide there through the left-hander at turn number 1, he actually got it together pretty quickly and was able to keep it off the grass. Cratrim is there in second already with a little bit of a indent there on the back bumper. He's got Ovation behind him in third, Modern Weapon in fourth, Kuda in fifth, Grim in sixth, Fear the Fun in seventh, Slow Motion Fire, Audrex, and Cheetah. That's your 10 out of 10. 10 drivers out here on the Top Gear West Circuit. Cratrim now trying to pick up his second win here of the evening. First one out there at the Indianapolis Speedway, the Brickyard. Barney, though, trying to get their first win here tonight. It's Cratrim and Audrex who have split the first 2 races. And I think they're just doing a randomized grid order. Modern Weapon is... Wow, Modern Weapon, yeah, he's going to go ahead and punt the cones. He'll make it a little bit interesting out there. An appropriate time for the Kappa cones here in the chat. Who can remember back to Forza, I think it was Forza Motorsport 4, right? Where when we got the Top Gear test track and really kind of a heavy dosage of Top Gear in the game, we've got the photo location or the stage or whatever they call them that you could set for your menu screen. We got not only the Top Gear test track, but then events out at the Top Gear test track like bowling and slalom. And we had the presenters themselves, James May, Jeremy Clarkson, and the other guy. I don't know how I'm forgetting the third. He's actually my favorite of the 3. Richard Hammond. There we go. Just had to knock the old noggin. Ovation trying to get a better performance here out of Top Gear in the Pontiac Solstice, and I think Ovation probably staying the course and is racing with the wheel and pedals. Might be the only one out here in the Ovalganza here tonight that is racing with the wheel and pedal setup. Going to go ahead and give Modern Weapon a little tap there on the backside. Fear the Fun in third with the Hypermax car. Creatrum in second. Ellis Barney in first still. And here's where the hammerhead is that I wish, again, that there were the tire walls, the tire barriers there. That would make things interesting. The 26 lapper, this one here at Top Gear West. We're just going to go round and round and round and round. Definitely a left, turn left spectacular this. 26 times 3. And it looks like Audrex is going to get side by side there with, is that Kuda? It is Kuda. And Audrex, I thought he was going to get around Kuda. He doesn't, at least not yet. Well, now he has. Into turn number 1. And now there goes Kuda back up to 4th. With the Michelin Man giving a little wave there on the back bumper. Yes, this was the season that Audrex was sporting the Wu-Tang Clan livery. Threw me for a loop there. You know, with Audrex, we're looking for the NVIDIA car. Actually, that's Boontang. Audrex is the AMD Ryzen vehicle, which for so long I would call Risen. I still think Risen sounds cooler than Ryzen. Oh, we got somebody off into the grass. They're going to get connected. That's Kuda and... Well, actually, no, that's Modern Weapon and Slow Motion Fire banging door panels back there. It was... I think it was Modern who might have got up into the grass and then came back out onto the racing surface. Tagged Slow Motion Fire in the process. And let's go back to Creatrum in third. Real good battle for first here. Barney. A lot of racing to go here in this one. Two very capable competitors in Fear the Fun. And oh, look at this line. Look at that line that Creatrum is taking. Slowed it down a lot going into turn number 1. A bit of a different approach. Let's watch here on the next time through. See if he does it again. And now Fear the Fun is going to move up to first. Creatrum, it looks like he's going to do it again here. Slows it down. And maybe not so much there. Ovation running wide there through the grass of turn number 1. Our lead lap driver is able to get by without incident. Let's go back to that off a couple of laps ago. Actually, I think that was maybe... I was putting the blame on Slow Motion Fire, but I think that was maybe Modern Weapon who went off track. Or actually, no, that's what I said, wasn't it? I did say Modern Weapon coming back out onto the surface and tagging Slow Motion Fire. Modern Weapon now not having fun in the Ovalganza, it doesn't seem like. It's falling back to 8th. Cheat up to 7th. Slow Motion Fire all by himself now. And so really the top 3, this is where the battle for position is happening on the circuit. Krejcim up to second right now. There goes Fear the Fun. That's because Krejcim does have a different approach. He's got a different approach there at turn number 1. You see some sparks there. Fear the Fun letting Barney know that he's still there. I don't think Barney has to be told twice. He knows. He's been seeing him in the rearview mirror the entire time. And now Barney back to second. And yeah, there goes Krejcim. He does. He doesn't want to run turn 1 super wide. Bit more of a strategic approach as opposed to barreling into the corner and flirting with the grass. Krejcim is apex hunting. And now Krejcim up to second. Fear first. Barney. Oh, look at Krejcim to the inside of Fear. Fear goes ahead and takes back control. That's switcheroo. We got to watch it on board with Krejcim. This will be exciting all the way to the 26th lap. And we've added a 4th to the fray. Audrex has now gotten around Ellis Barney, and so now it's a 4-way battle for first. Krejcim, Fear the Fun, Audrex, and Barney. If Barney can keep up. Barney through halfway through the race was leading, but now at risk of falling out of the top 3. Let's go back to the, oh, look at that. It's almost a mirror image there between views. The one on your left-hand side is going to be the onboard here of Krejcim, and he's second now. And he's in the lead, but then he's not. Wow, that was a bit of a brain challenge there, at least for me. We were seeing the exact same view. One was a flashback to 2 laps ago. Here we are beginning lap number 19. Fear the Fun, our race leader. They start to extend elbows here with the lapped traffic. Back markers. Go to Audrex in 4th. Let's do a lap here. A lap around the Top Gear West circuit with Audrex. No precipitation in any of the oval races here. They could have made it happen here at Top Gear West. Rain is possible, but they opted for the nice sunny skies. On Top Gear, the BBC version. What was it, about a 50-50 split? Sunny skies and rain. It seemed like the star in a reasonably priced car leaderboard was 50% mildly moist / very wet times, as Audrex runs it wide out of turn 3. I guess that would be that final corner could potentially count for 2 corners, because you make a left-hander and then they're going through the hammerhead. You get a little bit, well, I guess you keep turning it left. The Modern Weapon just barely low enough on the inside there of that final corner to avoid contact as cars get around. We got 2 of them there, both Modern Weapon and Ovation, who are just going to be looky-loos there in the final couple of corners. And Kuda here on the last 5 laps trying to also get in on the action here for the top 4. He's in 5th right now. Our race leader, Fear the Fun. LS Barney's moved back up to 2nd. Cratrim in 3rd. Audrex in 4th. Kuda in 5th. Come on, hop on board. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. This is definitely one of those tracks where we could use a multitude of cameras. The majority of these camera angles here at Top Gear West are just not broadcast favorable. Here we go. We're going to spin it around. And then you get a nice zoomed in look there at the final corner. Need a little bit more camera controls in Forza Motorsport, the next title. Let's go up to Barney, who's now dropped back to 3rd. Continues to move up, move back. Fear the Fun looking to pick up his first victory here in the Forza Spec Ovalganza tonight. Again, Cratrim was our first winner, only after Audrex and Fear the Fun got tangled up on the final lap, the final corner, turn 4 on the Indianapolis Brickyard. That allowed Cratrim to scoot by for the win, and then it was Audrex at Road America. Here comes Cratrim to the inside of Fear the Fun. Going reverse there through the follow-through. If we were running the entire Top Gear track. And now up to the line, beginning of lap 26. White flag, Cratrim. At least for right now, showing in first. Now it's going to be Fear the Fun. And here comes LS Barney trying to reclaim that number 1 spot. He moves up to 2nd. Fear the Fun. Can he hold on to it, or will he give it up here in the final corner or 2, whatever you want to classify this final one here on the West Circuit? Here they go, and I think we're going to last shot as they make the charge. Cratrim off into the grass there, coming up to that final final left-hander, and it will be Fear the Fun picking up the win. LS Barney, Audrex, Kuda. Cratrim is not even going to finish the race. Slow Motion Fire is going to come around and grab 5th. Cheetah will snag 6th. Well, I say that, but Cratrim looks like he might... oh, gosh, and now the AI is getting harassed there by... Modern Weapon is messing with the AI. How about that? The AI finally prevails. Even Fear the Fun's AI can't race Top Gear West without getting harassed. Ghibli Jib says, Ghibli Giblet saying, look at all of these stings. There's so many of them. All right, there you go. Fear the Fun, Barney, Audrex, Kuda, Slow Motion Fire, Cheetah, Cratrim was able to come around in 7th, Grim in 8th. Then Modern Weapon and Ovation with the 2 DNFs. We've got somebody in the driver's spotlight. Let's go ahead and have a word with our winner there out at Top Gear West in the Pontiac Solstice GXP. Fear the Fun. Congrats.
Thanks, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's always a good time on a Tuesday when I can hang out with y'all. And you get the win here at Top Gear West after what looked to be a little bit of showboating out at Road America, which cost you the win there in Wisconsin.
Oh, nah, I wrecked, or I missed my braking point going into the second last corner at Road America, and I wasn't gonna catch Aldrich, so I figured, have a little fun. I know how to drift okay-ish, so I started drifting.
I swear you were drifting in first position.
No, I I mean, it's something I would do, but I definitely wasn't doing it.
We're gonna have to roll the tape back. I swear, Fear the Fun was in first position when you started doing the drifting, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe you weren't. Maybe Audrex had secured the victory, and there in second, you were just doing your thing. Anyway, Ovalganza. How many times have you guys had kind of these fun special events? I think you guys normally do this, right? But this was really the Ovalganza. Go ahead.
This is really like our second event like this. I think last season we did the Forza Historics, or not Forza Historics, but FM4 Historics, and then they're like, yeah, let's do the Ovalganza. But even between that, we usually have fun weeks on our off weeks between seasons.
Yeah, you guys definitely do. That I know for sure. But yes, like you had mentioned, okay, this is the second like organized fun week with a theme behind it. Last time was Historics. Now here we are with oval races. This one I'm in particular looking forward to, the F100 out of Homestead. It was a great race when we ran the season. Are you excited about the get back into the pickup truck for Homestead?
I get to use the first truck I built when I got my moderator title. I didn't get to drive it all but that first week, and then I was out for the rest of the week because of some health issues.
Yeah.
And now, I get to drive it at the oval again to see if I'm worth anything. So they're either going to find out or they're not.
Yeah, the shorter oval here in Forza Motorsport 7, so we'll find out. And it will be, I think, a little bit closer racing because it is such a shorter track compared to the other three that we've done so far. I don't know, where do you finish at the end of this one? You win out at Road America. Can you go back to, or excuse me, at Top Gear West? Can you go back to back?
I'm going to try, but I don't think so. I think CT and Audrex probably have this wrapped up.
All right. Well, we'll see. All right, Fear the Fun. Great job, you guys, doing this here tonight. I'm thrilled to be jumping in, and I know we're a couple of weeks out from season 40, but it's been fun so far. Best of luck at Homestead.
I got something for you.
Oh, yeah,
quick.
go. Yeah, shoot.
I think your Discord is picking up your mic from your webcam.
Oh, good call. Good call. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to stop that.
You just got to go into your Discord settings.
Can you see
audio, video?
Which is weird because oh, you can see me, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll get that figured out. Appreciate the heads up there, Fear, and we'll see you out on the track.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
All right. Somebody's got one of the Hot Wheels. It's Audrex. Audrex has got one of the Hot Wheels get-ups. I'm a fan. I'm a little disappointed in Turn 10 Studios, however, in that they released a series of Hot Wheels outfits in what seemingly was a limited release. Because since we've seen them, I don't know that you've had, since we saw them release kind of in staggered fashion, I don't know that there's been an opportunity to collect all of them. That or they're just so super rare in the driver gear store that I've not come across them, but I like the Hot Wheels attire. Let's see, Kratrum, he's got just the oh, actually no, he's got the event pass here for, I don't know what event that would be. I'm not familiar with that outfit. We've got So Much Fire in the super plane outfit, and then we've got Ellis Barty in what looks to be some sort of hybrid Star Wars / cyberpunk-ish looking outfit. Not cyberpunk the game, or steampunk, I should say. Steampunk is what I was looking for, not cyberpunk. All right. This one here is a 22-lapper out at Homestead. It's going to be Grem in P1. Slow motion fire with the Mammoth barreled age stout opposite of him. And here we go. Into turn number 1 at Homestead. These 22 laps, these will go quickly. The F100, What did we see that at? E class in terms of PI. Let's go to Kuda in 4th. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me here on a Tuesday. Love to see the viewership back up to familiar territory. Another, what I would consider a successful month, although it's been kind of an oddball month where I'm trying to find my groove here on the channel. Coming out of February and March, which were just exceptional months, but April has been nothing to scoff at. Sitting right around 50 subscriptions, and that kind of support goes a long way here on the channel. If you are watching the broadcast now, you're not yet a follower. That is the very most I ask of you, is click that follow button. Lets me know as the broadcaster that you're enjoying your time. There goes Kuda. Gets tapped there on the backside and gets spun around coming out of turn number 2. And we'll see if Slow Motion Fire goes ahead and calls out the caution flag. Audrex now up to 5th. Not sure who got into the back end of Kuda's F100, the tailgate of the F100. We'll go ahead and pull up the X-Venture Rewind, and it looks like there's still full bore here into turn number 1 on lap number 3. And as we go to the rewind, let's see, that is, was that Slow Motion Fire? Actually, it might have been LS Barney. I think it was LS Barney who, yeah, in the Rockstar vehicle. Let's go ahead and have another look here. I think it is LS Barney there. Yes, the Rockstar F100. Maybe just a little bit of a tap there on the tailgate of Kuda, and that's all it's going to take here in these pickup trucks. There's no weight there on that back axle, or very little weight on the back axle, and give it a little punch there. He's going to slide out those back tires easily. And hashtag blame Barney, I think, couldn't be any truer. They're on lap number 2. It's right on board. As we pull the camera back out, our race leader at this point, still very early, is Slow Motion Fire. Slow Motion Fire trying to pick up his first victory here in the FM4 Ovalganza. Let's go to Slow Motion Fire in 3rd. Or excuse me, Fear the Fun in 3rd. Fear the Fun with a highline approach. He wasn't too optimistic about his chances here. Let's see if maybe he and Cratrim can work together on this one. A nice pack of cars here up front still. So Motion Fire, the race leader. Audrex in 2nd. Fear the Fun. Cratrim, Modern Weapon, Cheetah, and Barney. That's that lead pack. Then you've got Grim in 8th. Kuda in 9th. And we've got Weisenmitten racing for the first time here tonight. Unfortunately, disconnecting. They're going to be 2 wide. There is Cratrim and Fear the Fun out of 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, beginning of lap 8. I am Dustin Moore, and I say hello to you wherever you are in the world. Thanks for tuning in. Forza Spec Racing Series, season number 40, featuring the Porsche Carrera GT, coming at you on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I'm such a phony when I say that. I've admitted this before, and I don't know why I continuously admit it, but I've not seen a lick of Star Wars, any film. And yet I'll rattle out or rattle off May the 4th be with you as if I'm in that group. I'm not. I'm an outsider. Shouting in. Craytrim in 4th. Fear the Fun still there in 3rd. However, they're going to go side by side into turn number 1, it looks like. And they will. Craytrim opting for the low line. Fear the Fun's been on the high side pretty much every turn that I've had the camera on him. And now going to give a little bit of a push here to Craytrim. Takes 2 to tango here out at Homestead in the F100s. How's this for truck racing? Eat your heart out, Camper World Truck Series or whatever their sponsor is. Oh, we got a car who's spun around on the front straightaway. They're sitting right on the start-finish line. That's going to be Cuda 93. Cuda 93 just getting spun around. In multiples here at Homestead, Miami. No rain here either. Again, possible. But they've opted for nothing but sunny skies and dry track conditions for all 5 of tonight's races. Our last one coming up here after this race, out at Daytona in the Aston Martin from 1977, the 1977 Aston Martin Vantage, and they'll be going to Daytona in reverse. I thought you were the friendly dinosaur, Barney. No, blame Barney. He's the antithesis of friendly Barney. Barney's a good guy. Let me not speak ill of Barney. And across the line here, lap 13. Past the halfway point. No yellow flag. We had the one yellow-red out at the Indianapolis circuit. And since then, they've thrown the yellow flag into the trash. Let's hop on board here with Craytrim. Get a look here at the different lines. Drex has now moved up into the top spot. Fear the Fun. Or excuse me, Slow Motion Fire. Gosh. Slow Motion, that's the second time I've used their names interchangeably. Slow Motion Fire falling out of the top spot, at least for now. I don't know that they're letting up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the telemetry and see. Throttle 100, 100, 100. Yeah, there's no letting up at all. Not changing gear. Nothing. Just hold that right trigger down, or in Ovation's case, just keep the pedal to the metal. Great trim to the inside here of Audrex. Oh, no, there's Kuda. Kuda's like in... he's in the tumble cycle here. Make him like a washing machine. That was quite a move there by Slow Motion Fire to get back up into second. And now here he goes. Trying for first. Gets up there. They knock rocker panels. I guess it's not the rocker panel. That's a step bar there. Now side by side, down the back straightaway. Slow Motion Fire, low line. Crate Trim, high line. Audrex leading them into 3. Then 4. Oh, come on. That's not a good camera angle, Forza. Looking at the emblem on the front of the Ford is not ideal. Into turn number 1. We got a good one here in the top 3. A little bit further back, we'll find Fear the Fun in 4th, Barney in 5th, Cheetah in 6th, Modern Weapon, not too bad this race, in 7th, Grim in 8th, Kuda in 9th, and Ovation is not running. Thought Ovation was out there. 3 wide across the line. Slow Motion Fire by a nose out in front. They're going to stay 3 wide. Crate Trim gets up into Audrex a little bit there. Audrex able to save it. He'll go ahead and line up behind Crate Trim out of 2. And as they come up to the start-finish, it'll be 3 laps remaining here in this 22-lapper out at Homestead. We've got one more for you in the FM4 Ovalganza. I guess you could call it the first annual Ovalganza here in FM4. As Slow Motion Fire telling us this is the first time they've done this. And then Season 40 gets kicked off 2 weeks from tonight on May the 4th. Oops, I forgot the exclamation mark. There you go. Reddit.com/r/FM4. The link that Nightbot has dropped. That is where you want to go to get info on Season 40 in the Porsche Carrera GT and to get yourself registered. Can we, yet again, after what was a remarkably well-attended Season 39, can we see it again here in Season 40 with the turnout and a grid that was pretty much jam-packed every single week? I think there was only maybe 1 or 2 weeks that were an exception where we were maybe 1 or 2 short of a full grid. 20, 23 drivers out on the track. It's always lovely to see. And so if you want to be a part of the fun, get yourself registered. Registration opened up today. And now here they go, side by side across the line. The white flag drops. It's going to be Slow Motion Fire who's led the majority of this race. He's out in front. Oh my gosh, Kuda, you're in a bad spot there. Into turn number 1, here comes. This is going to be, this is Crate Trim on the low line. He makes a move around Slow Motion Fire. Well, not really getting around him yet because Slow Motion Fire is going to hang out with them there. Driver's side door to passenger side door. Audrex not running the best line there on the high side. Let's see if he's going to bring it back down and try to split these two. He does. However, I don't know that he's going to have the up to get through. He might be able to get past Slow Motion. He does. And across the line, Cratrium on Drex, slow motion fire. 1, 2, and 3. Then it's Fear the Fun, LS Barney, Cheetah, Modern Weapon, Grim, Kuda. 9 drivers. Bringing this one to a conclusion. And off to Daytona with the 1977 Aston Martin Vantage will go in reverse. Let's go back to that there on the X-Venture Rewind. What an exciting finish once again. Cratrim picking up his second victory here tonight. The first one out at Indy. For what is a kind of just a fun get-together, has really brought the thrilling racing. Yes, Cratrim picking up the win with a 41 flat there in terms of best lap time. That is the best lap. And you see the difference there between Audrex and Slow Motion Fire, a matter of less than 2 hundredths of a second. And then Fear the Fun in 4th, Barney in 5th, Cheetah, Modern Weapon, and Grim. All right, I see a driver spotlight. Let me go ahead and turn off the audio here in game. And let's get Barney in here. Barney, I'm sorry, you might hear a little bit of reverb or a duplication of my voice, as Fear has told me. I'm gonna get it fixed before season 40. But welcome to the driver's spotlight. You had a pretty interesting little meetup there with Kuda early on in the race.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting during the beginning parts of the race. Especially when we went 4 wide. That was a bit terrifying.
4 wide in F100s out at a short track, but then also a track with not a wide oval here in Homestead. Finishing 5th. You were kind of all over from as far up as, I think, 1st. No, I don't think you made it up to 1st, right? You were.
No, I was
up to
the
3rd?
first up I was 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah. And finishing back there in 5th. Fear the Fun in 4th. What do you remember about the F100? What was it? Season 37? 36
not
or 37?
37. I want to say like 34.
Oh, okay. Even further back. Jeez.
Yeah.
Was this a blast then going back to that, or have you raced the F100 before or since?
I haven't touched it since that season, but it is pretty fun to drive. Now I've gotten back into it. I learned that on the wheel here, it's much easier to drive than controller going through the ovals. Because on controller, I'm just completely sideways through the entire banking.
Yeah. All right, so you broke out the wheel and pedals here for this one. That's good. That's good. Is it specifically for this event, knowing that it was a series of oval races, or is it something that you're trying to get into a little bit more, and maybe would race season 40? Would you do season 40 on wheels and pedals?
Not exclusively on wheels and pedals, but on the ovals, which I think Grim chose an oval race for this season. So I'll be using a wheel there. So yeah, I am using it more than I usually would though tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. An oval race in the Porsche Carrera GT. Is it Daytona? I mean, because man, that's a lot of car for a shorter track like Homestead. So it's got to be a bigger oval, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is Daytona. I looked earlier, and I'm pretty sure it was Daytona, but I can't remember. I'm hoping it's not Homestead, or else me and Grim won't have some very nice words.
Yeah, well, who knows? But I think you're probably right. It's got to be Daytona. I don't think Slow Motion Fire would put up with the Carrera GT at Homestead. Speaking of Daytona, that's our final race of this evening here in the Forza Spec Racing Series Ovalganza, but it's in reverse with that 1977 Aston Martin. This will be fun.
Yeah, hopefully I can win. Hopefully I don't get pushed on the outside of a 4 wide race like this race, but hopefully having the wheel and I did practice a bit in this car, so hopefully I've got an advantage over everyone else.
I'm curious to see how this one's going to happen. What is the rule here for the start of it? Is it a race to flip your car around, or is it a cordial? Hey, let's get our cars pointed in the right direction. It would be kind of interesting to see you all race on the flip around.
Well, usually on Gap Week we'll do Gap Week being the fun week we have that was replaced by Ovalganza, but usually we'd have a reverse race and it'd be a race to turn around. But since we're doing the organized start like we would for an actual race, I'm pretty sure we're gonna just everyone turn around. Then we'll do like at some point that when we're allowed to start, and yeah, so I think we're just gonna be allowed to turn around before. I don't think it's gonna be a race to do it.
I just realized that this'll not be something that I can rely on the game to tell me the lap count. Who's counting laps?
I think that it's set to a timer. I think it's set to 30 minutes.
Gotcha.
Is gonna be a timer for it.
Gotcha. Okay, that's how it's gonna work. Okay. Alrighty. All right, LS Barney here in the driver's spotlight. Good chatting with you. Blame Barney. What's the inception of that? Have you had that hashtag all this time on some of your cars and I've just not noticed, or what?
Ever since for Stracos, because I chose Suzuka in the wet, thinking it was a great track choice. Everyone hates it, and I don't know why. And I chose it again this season, just to spite them.
Oh, well, there you go. Blame Barney. Hashtag blame Barney. All right, Barney. Best of luck to you. I know you said you want to go for the win here at Daytona, so good luck with that here in the Aston Martin.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. It will be Slow Motion Fire has marked it down for 37 laps, but as Barney has shared with us, it'll be a timed race. So maybe somewhere thereabouts in terms of the amount of laps they'll be able to turn within the time that is allotted. Who knows? Who knows? We've got 10 drivers on the grid. That 10th driver not being Ovation, who we saw earlier taking part, but rather Weisenmitten, 6789. And this would be an A-class car. This is the highest rated vehicle of the night out at Daytona, which very much like with the F100 out at Homestead, this should be just a gun it and run it, pedal all the way down. And we'll see if Barney, who has opted for the steering wheel and pedals here tonight, if he can pull out the victory. Cratrum has 2. Audrex has 1. And Fear the Fun has 1 out at the Top Gear West circuit. All right, let me go to spectate. Sorry, Slow. I think I hit spectate, but then you guys finished the setup of the race, and then that threw me back out of spectate. We good. So Motion Fire is like, man, we're trying to finish this at a pretty reasonable time here, Dustin. You want to cooperate? Sorry. That's one way to turn it around. Barney going ahead and tapping Modern Weapons, K&N Aston Martin, and what the grid order was for the start of that is now flipped. So they won't move Modern Weapon back up to the front. No, they're just going to stay where they're at, and it will be, this is as close as I can get. It'll be Grem who will start the race. Now, this is going to be really interesting because the cameras are going to be in reverse. Well, no, the cameras are going to be in the broadcast cameras for Forza Motorsport 7 are going to be in their regular position, but the cars are going to be going in reverse. So this is going to be all kinds of awkward. We can't rely on laps because it's a timed event. And I hope the cameras will catch up. The cameras might not move. It will. Okay. Whew. All right, here we go. Kick the tires, light the fires. The final race here of the Forza Spec Racing Series Ovalganza. And actually, look at this. The camera actually kind of works. It is in... It actually kind of works. It's keeping up with them. Oh my. All kinds of wobbly here. Oh, and it looks like maybe there's a little bit of lag with one of the drivers. Let's go to Cheetah here, who is in 4th position. It actually kind of works. And now out of turn 2 and 1 or the start finish line. And are they slowing down? Yeah, it does appear that they are slowing down. Maybe. That or that's just what A class looks like. No, they've definitely slowed down here. And then, well, I don't know. Are they going to do a pace lap? Here the fun is out onto the grass. He's going to take the shortcut through the infield. And now it does look like they are up to speed here. We'll play along. Yeah, there you go. That's what a V8 Aston Martin sounds like when it's oh, we've got a car that is just completely up into the air. That's going to be who are we focusing in on? That's Cheetah. Cheetah getting tossed around like a Cheeto there. That I voted sticker there on the hood of Cheetah's car, by the way, is signifying that Cheetah voted in the best livery contest that they put on here, the Forza Spec Racing Series, which again was won by Kuda93, Kuda's Season 39 Miata MX-5 with the Barbie design, and now they're going to go ahead and slow it down again out of turn number 1. And they're going to wait for... Let's see, are they going to wait for Cheetah to catch up? Cheetah is just kind of chilling there in the entry of turn 3. And I don't know, if there's damage to the vehicle, then Cheetah is not going to get anywhere quick. No, there's no damage. They turned damage off, and they're saying, Cheetah, come on! We're waiting for you. A little bit of a fun evening here. Don't worry. The Forza Spec Racing Series in all its glory, celebrating 40 seasons. Coming up here starting May the 40th in the Porsche Carrera GT. That was the selection by SGR Floofy. SGR Floofy getting their 2nd championship, FM4 championship. And when you win a championship in FM4, you get to select the car for the next season. And yes, the Carrera GT for 5 weeks of racing starting on May the 4th. Registration is open. Info is available. Reddit.com/r/FM4. Get yourself signed up. It is a beer league. But it's a league where you do have to mind your P's and Q's and race clean. Even in the most casual of racing leagues, clean racing makes it an enjoyable experience. Could be exciting for us on the from the broadcast point of view, but for racers, a clean race gives them the best shot at winning. But again, not taken too seriously, so come out here and have some fun with the guys and gals of FM4. And who knows, maybe you'll be the Season 40 champion. As now, this is our first full lap with a green flag. A little bit of contact there. Barney is there 3 wide. Coming out of the top of the oval. Past the start-finish line. Our race leader, it's Audrex. Going for a 2nd victory here tonight. Weisenman in 2nd, Barney in 3rd, Cheetah in 4th, Fear the Fun is in 5th, followed by Modern Weapon, Slow Motion Fire, Grim, Praetrium, and Kuda. Kuda might be wishing that this night just never even existed after after this one's all said and done. Battered and bruised is Kuda after 5 races, starting with the one out at the Indianapolis Brickyard. And if you're enjoying the racing action here tonight, I cannot tell you how much fun you will have on May the 4th for the opener when we are watching some legit organized racing. The Forza Spec Racing Series, one of the longest running leagues that you will find in the Forza community, and dare I say, one of the best run. Oh, wow, we've got a car that's lagging big time there through the infield. Oh, geez, Weisenmitten. Like a bat out of hell. Weisen, I think, now has left the racing surface. Yeah, that might have been a hard DC there for Weisen, who had disconnect earlier. Yeah, DNF there for Weisen, unfortunately. Having a good run here out of the Daytona track in reverse. Yeah, you won't be disappointed if you're here May the 4th for the racing that we'll have then. Cheetah with a good run here. I think Cheetah's last remarkable run was in the Top Gear. Maybe not. That was Cratrim, Fear the Fun, and Audrex, I think. Let's go to Fear in 5th. Back behind Soul Motion Fire. There was a rear view mirror littered on the track, and it looked like Grim went up there to punch it, and oh, look at this slide. That slide job there by Grim. Makes the recovery. Not before LS Barney scoots on past for 6th. Actually, Fear the Fun in 6th. I thought I saw Barney. Oh, Barney's moved up to 5th. The Lightspeed Esports Shell livery. Audrex dominating right now. Cheetah in 2nd. Cratrim in 3rd. Here comes Barney up to Slow Motion Fire, tags the wall, and sends him into spin cycle. Keeps spinning. Are you guys dizzy yet? And another one for good measure. That was fun. By the way, did I capture Cheetah getting up into the air? I didn't. It's a flashback to the F100 race. I missed the flips there that Cheetah put on early on. Lap number 1. They waited for Cheetah to catch back up, and as a result, Cheetah running in 2nd. Let's go to Cratrim, who's right there with them in 3rd as they cross the line. And again, this is a timed race, so the laps that you see there in the upper left mean absolutely nothing. Turn 10 Studios clearly unable to implement any sort of countdown timer here in the spectator view for timed events, disappointingly. That hopefully has changed with the new Forza Motorsport title. Hopefully. If you can't have an endurance event with a countdown built into the game, whew, whew, that'll be scary. This This is a good dogfight right here for second. Cheetah, Cratrium. It's kind of a cool camera angle when they're coming at you. Usually these camera angles are happening as the cars are going away from you. But we get to see Cratrium and Cheetah running toward us at, let's see, what is that going to be? That's, we're up to 190 here into turn 2 and then turn 1. Drops down to 187 there in 5th gear. 100% at the throttle, not letting up. See if they're able to hold it through the bend. They do. Up to 188, 190, 199, or excuse me, 191. There it is, 192. And then you hit the banking, which brings it down a little bit. I just don't know when the end of the race is going to be, so it's going to make it hard to have an exciting call at the finish here. My guess is anywhere around the top of the hour. FaZe Eagle with the host. Thank you, FaZe. FaZe Eagle 980. Much appreciated. As always, you host the channel quite often. And for anybody who might be a new viewer as a result of FaZe, thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, Daytona backwards. Yeah, it's a little fun event here in between season 39 and 40. And yes, they're closing out this Ovalganza is what they've called it here tonight. The 5th race of the evening with Daytona, but in reverse. Because, as I think Rem said, why not? Why the heck not? Now, the racers themselves do have a feel for how much time there is, or a visual for how much time there is. The countdown clock works wonders if you're racing. If you're spectating like I am, forget about it. Soul Motion Fire in 4th, really all by himself. Fear the Fun in the same situation, minus the fact that he's got a back marker out in front of him. Grim in 6th. Modern Weapon is racing alongside first position there, but a lap down in 7th. Barney in 8th. And Kuda in 9th, with Weisenman, our 10th driver of the evening, DNF'd after we saw the lag spike. It was pretty exhilarating coming out of turn 2. Cut right across the infield and into turn 1. You got to be, you just never know as one of the other drivers when that car might spawn in your position, and then inadvertently you're taken out by a lagging vehicle. So it seems like Weisen was able to get out of the race without causing too much trouble. Although we did see things looking a little questionable at the beginning of a couple of green flag restarts, and that might have been part of it. It's like restrictor plate racing, but without the restrictor plates. Yeah. Uh-oh. Are we losing somebody else here? Everything looks solid on my end, so this is a either a server issue or we might have lost a second driver here. We did. Audrex, who was leading the race. Our race leader is no more. And so with that, Cheetah becomes our new race leader. And, well, Craytrim now moves up to first as Cheetah... Yeah, I was going to say there's no vehicle damage. So Cheetah just having a rough go at the gear shift coming out of turn 3. And have they slowed down? Are they slowing it down here in the final few minutes for a... I think they are getting the pack together here for the last couple of minutes that might be remaining. Yep. So Craytrim is going to lead the field. And it looks like they're going to come to a full stop here. As Cheetah goes ahead and parks it right into Craytrim's back bumper. So close, in fact, that we can't even see Craytrim. And this is the best camera angle that I get in game. Well, apart from changing the camera angle. This is the best replay camera angle that I get. So I'm guessing there's a mere couple of minutes remaining. And what we might get here is a good lap, 2 laps, 3 laps in. And here we go. Coming at you live. Gosh, I'm trying to remember how much horsepower these Aston Martins were putting down in their A600 form here, Forza Motorsport 7. And this is a vehicle that was run back in, I don't know, the high 20 or low 30th season-ish, somewhere thereabouts. Craytrim back up to the start-finish line, still out in front. Cheetah trying to pick up their first win here tonight. Craytrim, this would be his second after having won the first race out at the Indy Brickyard. And I'll go ahead and drop the map. I don't know if the map is really going to benefit us at this time, and it'll give us a little bit more visibility here in what's probably the last few minutes. A little bit of contact there. I saw some sparks. Craytrim now pulling away as Cheetah has fallen back considerably. Slow motion fire up to second. Barney in third. Fear the Fun in fourth. Grim, Modern Weapon, Kuda. And Cheetah is out of the race. Just like a phantom vanished. There was no loading screen or anything. It was just poof. He's gone. And it sounded like, well, maybe, oh, they do have tire degradation turned on. So contact damage is off, but tire degradation is on. You see a little bit of tire wear there on the outside, or the left side wheels, as that's where the weight of the car is being put as they go into the right-handers. And yes, I did say right-handers here at Daytona. Barney, now our race leader. I think Craytrim came off the accelerator a little bit there. Oh yeah, sure. All of a sudden, LS Barney's bumper no longer says hashtag blame Barney. It says hashtag we races won. Oh, Cheetah says your dad told you. Okay. That was a voluntold disconnect there by Cheetah. The tires have lost all their temperature. No, I don't think that was the temperature. That's not the temp. Or well, did they? No, this is just a degradation view. I think I can get the. I don't know if I can get it to work. I can get the tire temperature stuff in here. There they are. 211, 214 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, and that degradation view, it's just to show you how much tire wear. 16% on the inside or the right side tires, up to 20% there on the outside. Barney's gonna go for a ride out of turn number 3, or in our case, turn number 2. And so Cratrim moves back up into the top spot. Slow motion fire behind him in second. LS Barney able to get back out onto the oval there in third. Grim in fourth. Let's go to Grim. Beer taking the apron. Run that line, see how that works out for him. Let's go ahead and ride on board here with Beer. Closing in on Grim very quickly. Wow. And a little bit more than a textbook definition of bump draft. That was bullying right there is what that was across the line here with however much time there is remaining. I don't know. We'll know as soon as the screen goes to black and we end up back in the lobby area. And now Fear is really exploring new lines out on the track. You never thought the bus stop on the back end of Daytona would be a solid approach for the oval race, did you? Well, he hasn't taken the bus. He hasn't taken the bus stop yet. Let's see. He's going to drive past it again. I don't know if he's listening, but oh, here he goes. He's going to go back into the infield and bring it on back out. Right where the camber to the track starts to mellow out a little bit, but he did hit it pretty hard. Kept the car under control, however. And I'm going to guess that Cratrim is in line for the win here. Barney in second, Slow Motion Fire in third. Fear the Fun and Grim here as all of our vehicles are on the back straightaway at this point. And not sure what He's just taunting Grim is what's happening here. Just taunting him as Grim's gonna say, hey, don't you be showboating in front of me. I'll make you think twice about that. What a night. What a night. He's going to do it here on the front straightaway. Here comes Grim. All right. Maybe that's Fear's way of getting rid of the slipstream there for Grim. You want to follow in my path? I'll show you. And takes off for the infield and removes all drafting opportunity. Well, now it's Grim who's giving Fear the draft. And, yep, here he goes once again to the infield. Our race leader, Kratrim, has allowed, either purposefully or not, he's allowed Barney an opportunity to catch up here. In what is now a race for first, with however much time there is left on the clock. Not sure. Back straightaway. The infinite sunset here out at Daytona. The sun just never fully goes down. Right on board with Barney. Well, there we go. He got to the entry point of the bus stop. Did Barney, if we were going in the correct direction. And now Barney, our race leader once again. Base Eagle says, I know where we race as one came from. Where did that come from? Is that why do I feel like that's a NASCAR? Oh, there we go. There's the screen. Signifies the end of the race. Is that a NASCAR? Oh, Formula One. That's right. I remember one of the major real-world motorsport leagues using that as their kind of their message for unity and equality within, or at least advocating for equality. All right, LS Barney picks up the win. Kratrim falls back to second. Slow Motion Fire in third. Grim, Fear the Fun, Kuda, Modern Weapon, and that, folks, is the conclusion of the Forza Spec Racing Series Ovalganza event. There it was. You're gonna have one bonus race. Oh, that was a good enough bonus for me. The reverse Daytona. Okay, let's see. Do we have anybody here in the driver's spotlight? Yes, we do. Barney, you pick up the win. Daytona in the Aston Martin. You were looking forward to it. There you go.
I can't believe it happened. I don't know how I came back from spinning, 2 or 3 times that race to winning. It was a bit crazy.
Don't question it, just accept it, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the pass on Kratrium at the end was a bit illegal, but if we look past that, then it's fine.
Hey, when the race is run in the reverse direction of how that speedway is typically run, then the rules go right out the window.
Exactly. See, there's no rules when we're going backwards.
How was the Aston Martin? I mean, obviously it did really well for you, but was there anything
it,
tricky about that race, or was it pretty easy?
well, so there was different strategies. Most people accidentally ran arrow, but they're really stable through the corners. Me and Audrix had no arrow, so we're flying down the straights, but I was like really squirrely through the corners, as you saw. But yeah, it was a bit of a payoff to have the more speed as I just blew past everyone.
Talking with Ellis Barney, getting the win here in the final race of the Forza Spec Racing Series Ovalganza. Being that you were on the wheel, you said that you were really squirrely in the corners. Did you feel like at any point that you were just one click away on the racing wheel from spinning it? Well, of course, you said there were a couple of times that you did, but was there any time where it was like, man, this is going to be a race-defining moment right here?
Yeah, there was a lot of times. I think when I was in first, before or after the final restart, I had I'd gotten on the apron, and the car went out. I'd barely caught it and got back around, but by then I'd already lost 2 positions. So I was a bit surprised that I was able to catch back up to our Kratrium and win.
What about the restarts? Was that a good thing for you, or did it not really even play into things for you?
Oh, it was great for me. I mean, I was a lap down at one point.
That's true. It's true.
It was kind of like the Lewis Hamilton
Yeah.
of the race this Sunday. Went from a lap down to winning the race.
Oh, we'll say you got the lucky dog rule there and able to get that lap back, and there you go.
Yeah.
Barney, we got the Carrera GT season 40. You looking forward to season 40? I mean, man, that's a lot of time for the Forza Spec Racing Series to be running. I think you've been there. How long would you say that you've been around? Maybe a third or a quarter of FM4's lifespan?
A little under a quarter, I'd say. I started
Okay.
at like season 34ish. So that's about an eighth, maybe. A little over an eighth,
Yeah,
actually.
a little over an eighth. And going from the Mazda Miata season 39, jumping all the way to the opposite end of the PI spectrum with the Carrera GT. Are you pretty thrilled about that jump?
Well, I was until I saw the build, because I'm not going to name any names, but someone named Fear the Fun decided to V12 swap the car
Oh
instead of
no.
keeping the stock engine in. And I can tell you, everyone hated that decision.
Uh-oh.
So we were looking forward to it. Now we're just going to be angry at Fear the entire time.
What would you say the odds are then that Fear the Fun is going to mysteriously not be available for the for 5 weeks, or maybe he'll race 1 week and then just disappear the other 4? What are the odds of that happening?
It's just very like maybe he just did this to make us suffer and then just leave so he
He's
doesn't
gonna
have to
duck
deal with it.
out. Yeah.
Either that, he's scared of the outrage people are going to bring during the races, so he's just going to be too scared to show up.
I tell you, there's nothing more frustrating for racers when somebody has decision rights to do something like that and pulls the trigger on it, and now everybody's got to quote unquote suffer. Perhaps Fear the Fun will be able to speak for himself here and explain the reasoning. But I don't know how between now and May the 4th, do you plan on getting much time in to try to get yourself up to speed with that car, or you just kind of go at that decision and throw caution to the wind and show up on May the 4th just kind of unprepared? Team no practice.
I may do a bit of practice because I know the Carrera GT can be a bit of a handful, but most likely I will just be team no practice and just show up with no practice, and I'll just race and hope it goes well.
Very good, very good. Did you get a selection in terms of track selection here in season 40?
Yes, as I said earlier,
Oh,
everyone
that's-
hated Suzuka in the wet, and
That's
I
right.
chose it again.
Yep.
I've said it before. I will choose it until everyone loves it.
It's mandatory fun, and you will race it until you enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. There you go. LS Barney here in the driver's spotlight gets the win out at Daytona in the Aston Martin Vantage in reverse. So pretty wacky race and a timed race at that. So we didn't really know here on the spectating side when it was going to come to an end. But Barney finds himself out in front. Barney, nice chatting with you, and see you in 2 weeks. Any shout outs tonight?
All right. Definitely shout out to Cratrium for having a good race, and shout out to Audrex for his game crashing and giving me the win.
That's true. We had Audrex, our race leader, disintegrate.
Yeah, had he not, his great game not crashed, there's no way I would have won.
Yeah, he was out there, just doing his own thing. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, Barney. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. See ya.
Alrighty, and let's see. We've got Slow Motion Fire now, the organizer of things here, Forza Spec Racing Series. Man, already a little bit of disdain coming in for your buddy there, Fear the Fun, helping you with getting season 40 ready.
Yeah, with the car build, is that what you're referencing?
A V12 swap,
like,
I hear.
Yes, sir. Just like every season, there's people that like it and people that don't. Maybe a few more this season that aren't too happy with it, but after 5 weeks, we'll be on to something else.
Maybe you're supposed to remain indifferent or unbiased here, but are you okay with the car?
Yeah, the S-Class is just always a little bit beyond the speed that I am comfortable with. So I'm as comfortable with the car as I'm going to be.
So throw in a V12. Why not, huh?
It actually gave us the ability to put the restrictor plate on and bring the power down a little bit.
There you go. Okay. So there's always another side to the story here, and Soul Mission Fire sharing that with us. What do you make of the car so far? Do you have enough? Do you have any stick time with it, or how's it looking?
Yeah, the car itself really seems to favor some faster flowing tracks. So you see quite a few of them on the schedule this season, and even some of the shorter tracks we've been trying to pick. Stuff like Road Atlantic Club. It's a short track, but it's still pretty fast and flowing. It should provide some good racing on those types of surfaces.
Yeah, Road Atlanta Club's not too bad. It does make that a little bit of an interesting uphill to the back straightaway there at the circuit. But for the rest of it, it seems like that would work out wonderfully. Barney saying that his selection was, again, he's bringing it back, the wet version of Suzuka. Adds a little bit of
disdain for the car. There's equal disdain for Suzuka in the wet. So
you hear that? You hear that, Barney? You're gonna force everybody to run Suzuka in the wet until they're happy with it, and Slow Motion Fire and Fear the Fun are gonna continue to beef up the car until everybody's excited or thrilled or comfortable with extra horsepower or lessened horsepower in this case.
We all get to be miserable together.
Yeah. Season, I mean, gosh, the last 4 seasons have been very well attended. Despite Forza Motorsport 7 now being pretty well into its lifespan, further along than any other title, and we still await patiently or anxiously, depending on who you are, for the next Forza Motorsport title. But I don't know. I asked the question of you, but how's season 40 looking in terms of participation, and where can people go to get more info and to maybe get involved themselves?
Initial sign up has been pretty good. We just opened that up tonight, and it looks like we've already got a pretty full field shaping up. But if you'd like to get involved, it's reddit.com/r/FM4.
And Nightbot going to help everybody out who's watching there with an easy link, take you right to where you need to go. They've already got the information there, right, in terms of the upgrade of the vehicle, and the track list, I suspect, has been released now.
The track list has not been officially released because some people like to see the build before they choose their track, but that'll be released before test and tune. By then, the schedule will be set in stone.
Schedule before next Tuesday's test and tune, and then the racing getting going there on May the 4th. Any other thoughts here, Slow Motion Fire? I don't know. What are you up to these days?
We're glad we could have you participate in our Gap Week shenanigans, and hope everybody that tuned in had fun and enjoyed it, and be inspired them to come race with us.
There you go. I like it. Slow Motion Fire, good chatting with you. See you May the 4th in 2 weeks.
Will do. Thank you, Dustin.
All righty. And appreciate all those folks who jumped into the driver spotlight and dealt with the fact that they were probably hearing my voice twice. Apparently, my microphone on my webcam is broadcasting through Discord. It shouldn't be broadcasting here in the broadcast. That should be resolved, but apparently on Discord it's doing double audio, so I got to get that fixed. So thanks for bearing with me on that one. I guess no better time to try it out than, well, actually, I just need to take the video down altogether on Discord. It was never intended to be there. So I'll get that all squared away. And then, yes, 2 weeks from tonight, Season 40, the Carrera GT, we'll have that schedule known here by next Tuesday. And then join me, 8 p.m. Eastern, 2 weeks from tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun, as it always is. As Slow Motion Fire has mentioned, the participation looks good. The signups look solid. It seems like you still have time to get involved and be a part of the fun. It doesn't matter how quick, how slow, or how mediocre you think you are. You're going to find somebody out there on the track who you compete closely with. Make it your goal to get better than them. And then who knows, maybe in a couple of seasons, you'll find yourself inching toward the front, or if you are competitive and you feel like you've got the ability to make a run at the championship, well, then by all means have at it. What's holding you back? If you're looking for a racing league, an organized league that is a lot of fun, doesn't take itself overly serious. The only real serious aspect of the league is that you just got to race clean. And really, what well put together organized racing league wouldn't have that stipulation in place? So show up on Tuesdays, run a clean race. Doesn't matter how well you do or not. As long as for you get what you want out of it. Maybe it's the fact that you're running with a bunch of other like-minded racers. Maybe it's the chance for you to challenge yourself a little bit more, or maybe it's just an opportunity for you to get back into the racing spirit as the real world racing series continue to kick off, ignite here across the year of 2021, and then for us to all get excited about what's ahead in the next Forza Motorsport title. Just Forza Motorsport, not Forza Motorsport 8, just straight up FM. That's it. So lots of reason to participate and lots of reasons for you to come back here to X Venture live on Twitch TV. And like I said, I am trying to kind of find my way here with regards to the channel. Just kind of having a bit of an up and down with regards to finding what sticks with viewers. A very well attended evening here, even though it was just kind of a fun little meetup. Nothing that will carry on for weeks to come, but rather just a chance for everybody to get together. So that was good to see. Hopefully, those of you who tuned in for this will tune in again 2 weeks from tonight. What I will be doing a week from tonight, in lieu of FM4, is I will be doing some more baseball, and I'll be doing baseball on Friday, and I'll be doing baseball on Sunday. Yes, I know this is a change up from what I've kind of been doing, but Dirt Rally, I think what really kind of put me off there, no fault of the games, no fault to the game or of the game that I know of, but really my hardware, my equipment, my Fanatec CSR, I don't know, it could be on its last leg, or it could have just been an anomaly, and a new broadcast would have fixed it up. But I'm going to go ahead and tread away from Dirt Rally 2.0, at least for now. The conclusion to LA Noir. You know what? We might do LA Noir. Well, I'm not going to be able to finish it up next Tuesday. We might get back to LA Noir for the conclusion. But the short of it is that I'm just trying to find something very akin to FM4 where I can build up a consistent viewer base, trying to do random games, trying to kind of be a a variety streamer is not all that easy. And it's not like I'm going for big numbers here, and I'm not trying to do this full time or anything. But obviously, for anybody who puts in the time to put together the broadcast, to kind of put a little effort into it that extends beyond just clicking record and commentating and being on video and playing games. Anybody who does a little extra more likes to see some sort of return out of that. Again, February, March, and April were spectacular. However, I'm trying to, again, get into something that feels like a groove. If you all have any thoughts whatsoever, if you all are interested in sharing kind of your experience with the broadcast, it's not something that I am requiring any of the viewers to do, obviously. There's no way I could do that. But if you do have something to share with me about the broadcast and what you find interest in and what makes you excited to tune in week in and week out, by all means, let me know. You can drop me a line via email. My email credentials are down below in the info section. It's xventuremedia@gmail.com. You can also hit me up on Twitter. I have my my DMs open there on Twitter, so you can get a hold of me there. Or then also here on Twitch with a Twitch whisper is what they call them. It's basically just a direct message. You could send one of those over too, and I'd be happy to get your feedback and let you know what excites you here about the channel. And who knows? Maybe I'll come back around to some of those other titles, but MLB The Show 21 really has my interest right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I feel like if I do that with some consistency, then perhaps I will I'll get kind of the audience or the viewership that I'm looking for. Nothing crazy, but just something a little bit more trending upward, I guess I could say. So there you go. There's the splash screen. I'll quickly, just real fast, switch back over here so that I could say bye to y'all. Look at this. Got a webcam. Never would have thought here on XVenture that I'd ever be broadcasting with a webcam. And in the words of Bob Ross here, I know you can't see him very well. There it is. Take care. Happy painting. I'm sure the majority of us aren't painters, but stay happy, stay healthy until Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern with MLB The Show, the Baseball Bonanza. And I'm calling that from now on, really, because it's gameplay. It's me. Opening card packs, which, by the way, oh gosh, hold on, let me do this real quick too. I mean, this is for anybody who might have missed, I did actually find my signature / relic card. Well, this isn't a relic card, but I found the signature or relic card in my hobby box. It happens to be a signature card, the retired Kerry Wood pitcher for the Cubs there. That was my find here in the baseball broadcast leading up to the FM4 Ovalganza here tonight. So more racing on May the 4th, more baseball this Friday, 6 p.m., then on Sunday at 8 a.m. Hope to see you there. Take care, y'all. Have a great rest of the week. Hope to see you again soon. Adios. Farewell. Goodbye.